calling all doctors wannabe doctors or those totally cool with me playing doctor. Because today I'm suiting up in my white coat for the ultimate psychological deep dive. Now I'm putting Mayor Tiffany Henyard under the microscope, but not in the way that you've seen before. This isn't about her scandals. No, it's about the mind behind the chaos. So, if you're ready for the story of the girl in the mirror, where tantrums, tirades, tyranny, power plays, and control issues meet childhood psychology, then stick around. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we've diagnosed today. You know, guys, it's no secret that everyone hates Tiffany. But what if I told you that there's a little girl in the mirror who never quite grew up? Arrested development on steroids. A little girl staring back at Tiffany with the real secrets and answers to why everyone hates Tiffany. Now, I'm the type person that I'm always looking for the why. You know, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. So let's talk about it. The science behind the Alpha Female Tiffany Henyard that everyone loves to hate, or as I have come to know her as, the girl in the mirror. But first, guys, let me say this. This video presents opinions and analysis based on publicly available information. It is not a professional psychological assessment and is meant for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. And you know, sometimes the truth is all intertwined in comedy, right? And this still cracks me up when I think about it. There was something that a YouTuber said a few months ago, Cooking with Frank. He said something to the effect of Tiffany reminded him of the little girl who was not corrected when she was younger and who always had to have her way. But what really cracked me up was when he said that Tiffany of yesteryear, you know, when she was a child, if things didn't go her way with her friends, they will wake up to their tires on their bicycles being flattened. Now, I'm going to tell you something, guys. That's exactly who I think Tiffany was as a child. That little girl or the girl in the mirror. Listen, shout out to Cooking with Frank. So, guys, let's forget about the dresses, the shoes, the handbags, the hairstylist, and the pomp and circumstance. We're about to delve into the raw, unfiltered truth about the woman behind the mask, the woman who ignores the girl in the mirror, who, despite her self proclaimed success, remains frozen in a perpetual state of arrested development.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching, and y'all went and got my site shut down. My Tiffany on the Move podcast, Tiffany Henyard on the Move podcast. Well, it's said that when truth speaks, everybody gets scared.
A leader known for her combative, confrontational, retaliation, winner takes all attitude. We know little about Tiffany's upbringing, at least from what she has chosen to disclose. But we can speculate that something went very wrong for her along the way. And I have a reason for saying that, guys. Where does this aggressive drive for dominance come from? These traits point to long-standing issues, likely going back to her childhood, the girl in the mirror. That little girl who never fully grew up and whose unresolved issues have likely led to the fallout that we see today. Because this isn't just a story, guys, about a woman trapped in the gilded cage of her own making. It's a psychological thriller, a deep dive into the dark heart of narcissism and the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition. We'll explore the twisted roots of her tyranny, the hidden issues that fuel her insatiable hunger for control.
County judge has issued a temporary restraining order blocking 3 of Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top appointees from taking power. Judge Thaddeus Wilson ruled this evening that Henyard did not have the legal authority to appoint a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney without the approval of the Dalton Village Board. 4 trustees opposed to Henyard asked for that temporary restraining order, saying that under the law, those appointments must be approved by trustees. The judge agreed, saying, quote, the mayor has to follow the law and can't make appointments from her house. The judge also said Henyard could be held in contempt of court if those top administrators.
What do I mean? Behind every public tantrum, every confrontation, every power play Tiffany makes, there's something much deeper going on. We're not just talking about a tough mayor or a controversial leader. This is about uncovering the psychological layers that drive her. The Tiffany Henyard you see today, combative and relentless, didn't just come out of nowhere. This is a woman whose past holds the key to her present behavior. That's why we had to do this story. To understand who she really is, you have to look beyond the surface, beyond the political stage, and straight into the mirror. So before I break down the 5 behavior patterns that I matched to Tiffany, I believe that there are culprits behind Tiffany's girl in the mirror, right? So let's address something important. I get it. Some of you might not care. Others may be completely over the spectacle of the self-proclaimed super mayor. But here's why this is important, and here's why it matters. Understanding the why is just as powerful as understanding the what. But seriously, guys, I have studied Tiffany Henyard's personality traits and her behaviors, and it has become clearer and clearer that her combative nature, her need for control, how she retaliates against those who she deems as her enemy is more than just surface level behaviors. They are rooted in deeper psychological patterns that early on in life shaped the Tiffany that we see today. So let's get right into it.
Raise taxes. No matter how y'all try to sugarcoat that. The board raised your taxes. I don't care what they say. They raise your taxes. But yet they want to say stuff about a budget. When we give you a budget, you don't pass it. When we give you a budget and we go get the money and bring it back, grant money. The lawyer had to tell y'all to put the grant money back in the budget. We wouldn't even be able to receive the money. But I don't see nobody else bringing funds into our community but me, the mayor.
That's your job.
But yet, it's my job. Oh, okay. It's my job to go get the money. But yeah, y'all want to tell me what to do. It don't work like that.
That's our job.
I ran to lead. I didn't run to follow y'all. I don't follow people that ain't got no vision and nowhere to go. And I don't sit at tables where we do all this catting and talking about each other. I don't do that, but y'all do. So what I'm saying to you guys is if we went and got funds for our community to help our community and grow our community, we're supposed to work together on what we're going to do next, not fight against somebody's vision because y'all don't have a vision. That's the sad part about it. I give you a vision. I give you what we're going to do next, but yet nobody wants to work together.
Okay. And I'm sure you guys will agree. You may have to think about it, but when you really listen to this video, I think I'm spot on. Number 1, childhood need for control. So to put this in a practical sense, where we can understand it, Tiffany Henyard's need for control can be seen in almost everything that she does, especially in her alleged retaliation against employees who don't align with her agenda. So, for example, there are claims that she has fired individuals who refuse to follow her directives, such as the young lady who alleged that Tiffany dismissed her after she refused to deny business licenses to certain applicants. This behavior reflects her need to control situations entirely. And when her authority is questioned, she takes swift, punitive actions. Now, remember, guys, that this behavior pattern doesn't just pop up one day and it's there. This need for control in childhood traits often begins when a child feels that their environments or their personal agency is slipping away or is unstable in some way. This feeling can be triggered by, various circumstances. And of course, we're not trying to be disrespectful to her parents in any way. They could have been great parents, but something or someone failed the girl in the mirror along the way. Hence, we have this adult who looks at her 6-year-old self in the extremist form, arrested development. Hey guys, and remember that this behavior pattern, it doesn't just pop up one day and it's there. This need for control often begins when a child feels that their environment or personal agency is slipping away or is unstable. Now, this feeling can be triggered by various circumstances. And of course, let me say this, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her parents in any way, right? Let me go on record as saying that. Like, they could have been great parents, but something or someone failed the girl in the mirror, along the way. Hence, we have this adult who looks at her 6-year-old self in the most extreme form of arrested development. Let me give you another example. Like, think about what happened when Tiffany fired Keith Freeman. Like, she made sure to exert her authority and control, and she did it during a live board meeting. Now, that further underscores her control issues. Anyone who challenges her authority or steps out of line becomes what? Expendable. So firing Keith during a board meeting, a live board meeting, it was a power move, not to mention immature and reckless.
Saying the village is bleeding money and needs to reduce payroll. In turn, Henyard fired her longtime village administrator, Keith Freeman, who's believed to now be cooperating with investigations into village finances.
Keith Freeman is fired from the village of Dawson. He no longer works here at the village of Dawson.
On Thursday.
Another behavior trait that I found that I believe matches her to a T, number 2, conditional compassion, right? Conditional compassion. It's another flawed behavior trait that developed in the girl in the mirror. Here's what I mean. While Tiffany portrays herself as benevolent, right? Handing out food, giving away gifts, this behavior often masks a deeper need for validation. In psychology, this is known as conditional positive regard, where compassion is given not freely, but with strings attached. Tiffany's charitable acts may serve to reinforce her self-image, while her harsh retaliations reflect her true mindset when things don't go her way. And this doesn't only apply to Tiffany. A lot of leaders are this way. Well, people that's not leaders are this way. But let me give you a clinical example of what we just talked about. So here's what the clinical experts say. Conditional positive regard drives people to offer kindness only when it benefits their status, which explains why Tiffany's public benevolence seems disingenuous once challenged, right? Not to mention, it underscores why Tiffany reminds the recipients that she's such a good person for all the acts of kindness, when in reality, the money is taxpayer funded, and Tiffany's pockets are in no way lighter because of it. And I guarantee you guys, if you make some mental notes of these 5 behavior patterns, I am betting you will see exactly what I'm saying and that I am spot on. Number 3, this is no surprise, guys. I've heard many people refer to Tiffany as a narcissist. So let's look at some of her narcissistic tendencies. So experts believe that some forms of narcissism can be linked to early childhood environments where a child is either overpraised or neglected. Now, Tiffany may have experienced a mix of both. We don't know. Either excelling early and then becoming accustomed to the high praise, or feeling neglected and seeking validation through her achievements. Now, remember, in the African American community, kids get praised for different reasons, not necessarily or not always because of anything cognitive. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. People from my community know exactly what I'm talking about. There's certain people get certain praise above other children. So my instincts tell me that's part of it. Now, this explains her need to be seen as a savior of the people while dismissing criticism or opposition, even when she is absolutely wrong. Like, I don't really want to start World War III in the Black community, but let me say this. There may be certain attributes that Tiffany may have, that physical attributes, and I know y'all laugh at her all the time and say that she looks like Lil Wayne, but there's certain attributes in the Black community that gives kids accolades, like light eyes, or if you of a petite stature, right? Be that as it may, when you become an adult and you spend time around intelligent people, people with a vision, people that's going somewhere with their life, none of that stuff is really important. Okay. So you can leave that crap in childhood. And so your lack of admiration and praise that you may have gotten when you were a child, adults looking at you like, girl, you look like Lil Wayne. Ain't nobody impressed with your light eyes. If y'all follow me, that's just a thought. Okay. So there's something, I'm not sure if it is that, probably is though, but be that as it may, those are the type of things that kids get used to. They become accustomed to it. And then when they become adults and they are around real people with real brains and intellect and aptitudes, they realize no one cares and no one's giving you a cookie for it. Okay. You're just a regular person, and none of that stuff is going to pay a mortgage. It's going to get you out of college, even though she says she graduated from college. None of that is going to get you anywhere except with surface level people that's just like you. So in short, what I'm saying is that, for older generations, much older generations, and some new generations, right? People put a lot of attention on that surface level aesthetics in our community, right? Rather you're dark, light eyes, petite, long hair, so on and so forth, right? But the new Black community, we have evolved so far from that. We understand that our intellect, right? Our vision, our education, it speaks volumes, right? And our children are going places. So none of that really has the weight that it used to have. And like I said, I could be completely wrong or off on that subject, but guess what? I don't think I am. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And grandiose narcissism, that's also a fit because it stems from childhood environments where children are excessively praised for, like I said, their achievements, or constantly told that they're special. Now, keep in mind what I just said about the African American community. The child grows up believing that they are superior to others, much like how Tiffany continues to present herself as infallible. Even when facing public criticism, in her head, guys, she's infallible. She's the best thing since sliced bread. Now, keep in mind, I am endeavoring to highlight the traits that have aligned themselves with what Tiffany has shown us. And I am not in any way seeking to malign her parents or any family members. So we have two more, and I'm on number 4. Difficulty accepting criticism. Have you ever heard Tiffany Henyard apologize? I haven't. Have you ever heard her say that she was wrong about something? I haven't. Now, one of the hallmarks of narcissism and insecurity is the inability to accept criticism. So Tiffany's public outburst and retaliations against anyone who questions her authority suggests that she struggles deeply with criticism. From a clinical standpoint, this stems from an insecure attachment style in childhood, where children may feel rejected or threatened by negative feedback and then carry these behaviors into adulthood when they're not checked, guys. Again, we don't claim to know how these behavior traits developed, but they didn't just fall from the sky. So here's a clinical example of that. Children who are excessively criticized or praised may develop narcissistic defense mechanism as adults. Does that sound familiar? Where any negative feedback is seen as a personal attack. So Tiffany's combative nature, firing critics and even close allies like Keith Freeman, reflects a psychological need to eliminate threats to her image. Now, sadly, the girl in the mirror can't accept that what she deems as a polished public image has soot and scandal written all over it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my personal opinion. And they never lied when they say there's no honor among thieves.
Because y'all don't want to do the research. Y'all keep listening to people and no one's showing you fact. They keep telling you fiction, fake story, fake news, like for real, stop. But go check, guys, if you really want to know the truth so you can understand what it is that we're fighting over. I'm basically fighting against the devil, the evil spirits. I'm the good spirit, they the evil spirit. Because I never seen nobody try to tear down people this much. We in the news every single day. Y'all, if y'all ain't got it, I don't know what to tell you. I am a black single parent. And I get beat up on every day because y'all want what Frank Zuccarelli had. He been here for 30 years. 30 years, I ain't see y'all question none. I ain't see y'all show up. I ain't see y'all make no noise about nothing that been going on in this township. It's a lot. But no one said nothing. Everybody was sitting on mute. But now, all of a sudden, everybody got something to say. Why? Because the person, the little engine that could got the seat. The one y'all didn't see coming got the seat. I understand. People get upset because when it's not the typical way, and it's a way that God, because only God can place you where He wants you at. No matter what y'all trying to tear down, you can't tear down something that God gave to you. So that's what the issue is right now. So this is my way of trying to educate the public or people here. But go and research things before y'all start believing the hype. Because at the end of the day, they'll make you believe in something that's really good for you, and you will tear it down before that you see the good opportunity in it. I'll say that. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all feel it. Next on agenda.
And here's our last one. Number 5. This is going to blow you away. The lack of loyalty. So have you noticed Tiffany's quick willingness to abandon her allies, especially in the heat of conflict? That suggests a deep-seated insecurity that overrides loyalty. So clinically, this can be linked to attachment disorders, again, formed in childhood, where inconsistent relationships leads to mistrust and emotional detachment. So as a leader, this translates into opportunistic behaviors. Tiffany appears loyal when it suits her, but she will quickly abandon her allies when they are no longer necessary or needed for her to fulfill her goals. So some experts say that children with disorganized attachment often grow up to become unpredictable as adults. They may struggle with loyalty and form what they call transactional relationships. Tiffany's pattern of discarding allies when they're no longer useful, it mirrors this attachment style, leaving behind those who no longer serve her agenda. So there you have it, guys. My version, the unfiltered look into Tiffany Henyard's Girl in the Mirror. But trust me, we're just scratching the surface. And this story is still unfolding. And we're here to dissect every twist, turn, and every revelation as it comes to light. So for more on this developing story and deep dives into all things true crime, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We've got plenty more to uncover, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. And what about the federal probe that's still outstanding? The feds owe us an indictment, right? And so y'all know we love our quotes of the day. And in the famous words of Arthur C. Clarke, the only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. Thanks again for tuning in to Southern Confidential, and I will see you next time.